you're new to the game and are just realizing or starting to feel like you're a targeted individual and you're researching videos about targeted individuals, you're gonna find a lot of scary things out there, things that are gonna make you feel like, God damn, this is gonna be my life, this is what they're gonna do for years, and things are not gonna get better for me. Let me tell you something. Ignore those videos, because even though they're full of information, you're not supposed to get stuck there and just be afraid to live. Everybody has a different experience, okay? And the main thing I learned from this is that you're supposed to get yourself out of that mindset. You're not supposed to stay stuck there, okay? You cannot live in fear that whatever happens to others, the way they explain what happened to them or what is happening with them, doesn't mean that that's going to be your experience. It's just like anything else, you know, it's programming. So if you look at someone else's situation and you're like, oh, that's my situation, you're probably gonna put yourself there for as long as, I don't know, until you get yourself out of that mindset. Okay, so again, if you're just researching the gang stalking and the targeted individual videos and it's scaring you, don't do that. Okay, we know that right now we're fighting. Right now we're learning a lot about this spiritual war that we're fighting, right? And the thing is that something knocked you off of your spiritual equilibrium, if you will, right? If I may, I should say that. And now you got to get yourself back on track. But there's a lot of things that you have to learn before you get yourself back on track. You cannot live life the way you were living it before, and nothing is going to go back to the way it used to be, even though that's the main thing that we want. We want things to be the way they used to be, and it's never going to be like that again. Let me tell you that right now. All right? Because once you wake up, the whole world looks differently to you. You're not going to feel the same way about people, places, and things. That's what they say, right? So that's how it is. You're going to feel different. So nothing is going to go back to the way it used to be. You're not going to be the same person. That is why things are not going to go back to the way they used to be. You're not going to see people the way you used to, and you're not going to tolerate things that you used to tolerate. All right, things that you used to put up with, that's no longer going to happen, because that's the whole point of being spiritually conscious, okay? And the whole point of being woke is that, oh, now I see what I was doing wrong. It's not so much about what everyone else was doing wrong. It is, you learn things about yourself, right? Like they say, know thyself. You learn things about yourself, so you know what not to do to put yourself in the situations that you were putting yourself in that was less than favorable. So again, you're not going to have the same mentality. You're going to look at the world differently. Therefore, there are things that you're not going to accept. So your life is going to be changing. Now, let's go to these gang stalkers, right? I want to talk about that for a second. The gang stalkers, although it seemed like they're physically in the 3D world watching you and following you and monitoring you, right? It is really happening in the spiritual world, but you can't see that spiritual side. Okay, you can't see it. So it is up to you to let it affect you, let it affect your money. I'm going to go, I'm going to be detailed because I could have been generalizing it, but I want to be clear. You could let it affect your job. You could let it affect your money. You could let it affect your mind. You could let it affect your emotions, how you feel about it. You can react to these things because some people are going to be, you're going to feel like they're provoking you to do something. It is up to you to take the actions and to that later on will be detrimental to you. All right. Or not take those actions, or not internalize what people are trying to do to you, which you think is in the physical, but You know, if you're one of those people that, oh, I've moved here and I moved there and I left this job and I went to another job. Well, you've done it many times and you see that that's not the solution, right? So then you got to come from a different angle. Say, okay, let me stop running and see what I can do to fix what. Okay, I got to fix myself. Okay, that's where your mind should be. I got to fix something within myself. Not so much external, because you cannot control what other people do, but you can control what you do. Now, the reason why I'm not telling you exactly what you do is because what I said at the beginning, everyone's situation is different. So the thing is to teach you, right? What I learned from this is that it was kind of desensitizing you from things that you are sensitive to. It kind of stopped me from letting people abuse me, and not physically abuse me, but they were mostly like playing emotional games with me. And you know, you have a purpose that you have to live, and all these people upsetting you and your upbringing, whoever called your names, whoever made you believe that you was less than, whoever broke up with you, all those things you have to heal from. Know that. I mean, I don't want this video to go for long, but I'm trying to explain myself as much as I can without telling you what to do, because your journey is different than my journey, may be different than my journey. Okay? So basically what you have to do is slow down and stop being scared. Fear, it will confuse you. You're not going to pay attention to the messages and the things that you have to do. In a later video, I'm going to talk about the synchronicities that you may be seeing, and the stuff, the repeated crap that went on with me. if a lot of people experience that, I want to talk about that as well. So just focus on what I'm saying in this video. Do not just, you know, sit there in parking lots and harass people and watch them watch you, and just go watch your business. Go shopping, go home. Even though if you feel people are watching you, don't be afraid. Please don't be afraid. That's the biggest message. You know, that's what I want you to take from this video. Don't be afraid. Okay, these things are not happening in the physical, but if you react to someone at work or somewhere that's provoking you, and you leave a situation that was going to in the long run be good for you, if you leave it because you're running and you're afraid, that's the wrong thing to do. You have to think about, okay, what can I do that this will work out for me? Not no violence, not no physical aggression. Don't yell at people. I've seen people chase a mailman before. Poor thing, the mailman didn't even know what she was doing, because he was being utilized. He was being used to scare her, you know, because these people don't know that they're being used as tools. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I think I've given enough information. And don't listen to other people's scary story. Yes, go ahead and listen to the messages, okay? Because they're very interesting and they help you out, and also let you know that you're not alone in this fight. But if you're just starting out, who knows how long, you know, you got to go. You might be one of those quick learners and figure it out, because there's a lot more videos than there were when I started this. So there's a lot of spiritual videos. Yes, watch those, the spiritual awakening, and you're going to see similarities between target individuals and people who are being gangstalked and people who are now have realized that they were being you know, that became spiritually conscious. Then now they know what's going on. All right, that's all for this video. Talk to you guys in the next.